Hi there BookTube, it's Eleanor here, and today I'm making a TBR video for the Banned-Book-Athon. So if you haven't seen her video, Catriona from A Little Book Owl made a video a while ago talking about a readathon she's hosting called the Banned-Book-Athon, and this is going to be taking place between the 25th of September and the 1st of October, which coincides with Banned Book Week. Banned books and challenged books are books which have been challenged or banned for reasons of their content or content that is deemed by whoever is challenging or trying to get it banned, that the content is deemed inappropriate for readers. And so we are looking at those and reading them over this week. I've picked about 8. Most of them are on my Kindle, so because I film this on my iPad, you can't stick a picture up here, which is really frustrating. So what I'm going to have to do is sort of do that awful thing where the picture just shows up on the screen, but I'll do that because I think it's nice to see the covers. So I will be showing you the 8 books that I'm going to try and read as many as I can of over this week. So I'm also, when I come back and talk to you a bit more about the books and how I've enjoyed them at the end of the week, and I might do a vlog depending on how I'm feeling, I will be looking into why these particular books have been challenged or banned, so the reasons for it, and if I can find out I will let you know as well. So for the moment I picked these off of a banned books and challenged books list, and that doesn't give you the reasons why they were challenged or banned, so I would like to find out for my own personal interest, and I thought I'd share that with you. Anyway, let's get into the books. The first one I've picked, which was a massive surprise to me, is Their Eyes Were Watching God by Zora Neale Hurston. This copy I've had from a while. I got from a charity shop and I absolutely adore it. It's one of those hardbacks that doesn't have a dust jacket on, which I love. As far as I can tell, this book was first published in the late 30s. It's about a young girl of 16 who gets married off after she's caught kissing someone inappropriate. She has a string of marriages and finally meets the man of her dreams who isn't of the same status as her. So I'll be interested to see what might have been deemed challenging or inappropriate in this book. The next book is one that I've had on my shelves for a long time and I can't even remember the premise, so we're going to have to read the back together, but it was on the list, and that is The Bermuda's Triangle by Maureen Johnson. This is a YA story. The back says, Nina Bermudez, who TiVos every episode of Trading Spaces because watching people rip down bad decorations soothes her. Avery Decker, who worships Jack Black but has learned to play Billy Joel's Piano Man by heart just so she can hate it in detail. Melanie Forrest, aka Mel, who inspires guys to develop instantaneous epic crushes, the kind that cause them to want to iron their clothes and listen to the lyrics of slow songs. Lifelong best friends Nina, Avery and Mel face their first separation in the summer before their senior year when Nina attends a 10-week programme at Stanford. But how much can happen in 10 weeks? Plenty, it seems. Nina finds herself blindsided by Steve, the adorable eco-warrior down the hall. Too bad he lives in Oregon and she's from upstate New York. When the Stanford programme ends, she has to wait 8,336 hours before she can see him again. At least she'll soon be reunited with Mel and Avery. But Nina isn't the only one whose life was turned upside down in 10 weeks. While Nina was gone, Mel had her first real kiss with Avery. So that's obviously why some people have had an issue with this. I think this must be covering LGBTQIA plus topics. So I'm really excited to try this one out. And I think this is a really interesting dynamic. You've got 3 friends forever, and 2 of them fall in love. It's a very interesting dynamic to look at. So I'm intrigued by this one. This may have to go high up on the list. The next book I've got to read is Speak by Laurie Halse Anderson. So from what I can gather, Speak is about a girl who goes to a party and she becomes an outcast at school after the party because she has rung the police to break up the party. She finds solace the only way she can in art and her art class, and through her art she finally discovers in herself that the truth is she was raped at the party by someone who is quite popular, and I believe this is going to be a story following following that. So I'm really interested to read this one. I've heard really good things, so this might be top of my list as well. Next up are a couple of John Green novels. The first is Looking for Alaska. I don't know much about this story. I believe it's a story about love, so we shall see. And the other John Green book is The Abundance of Catherines, which appears to be a story about a boy who only ends up dating Catherines, and they're all different, but they're all wrong for him, and he goes on a road trip to try and sort of disprove or prove this sort of theory of Catherines or something like that. So it sounds intriguing. The next is City of Thieves by David Benioff. Now this one intrigues me. I've heard great things about it. It's about a looter and a deserter who are in a cell next to each other during the Nazis' brutal siege of Leningrad, and they're both given a chance to escape being shot by being sent on a mission together to secure a dozen eggs for this high up colonel. But obviously this is a time where things like that aren't readily available, and I've heard that it's very funny, so I'm intrigued to try this one and to see why it was challenged or banned. Next is Just One Day by Gail Foreman. This is the start of a duology, I believe, and is about a girl. She's on a European tour. She meets a boy. He asks to go to Paris. They spend a whirlwind 24 hours in Paris together, being in love, and then she has to go home. So I think that's the premise, so we shall see. I'm intrigued to see why this one was challenged and banned too. And the final one is Living Dead Girl by Elizabeth Scott. This one sounds truly terrifying. I'll read you the blurb. It says, once upon a time I was a little girl who disappeared. Once upon a time my name was not Alice. Once upon a time I didn't know how lucky I was. When Alice was 10, Ray took her away from her family, her friends and her life. She learned to give up all power and endure all pain. She waited for the nightmare to be over. Now Alice is 15 and Ray still has her, but he speaks more and more of her death. He does not know it is what she longs for. She does not know that he has something far more terrifying in mind for her. This is Alice's story. It is one you have never heard and one you will never ever forget. That sounds truly terrifying and brilliant, so we shall see. I'm really pleased that this readathon has come along. It's dragged up some books that I've had on my Kindle and on my shelf for a long time. There's a really good selection there of really different topics. I'm really excited about this, so let me know if you've read any of these and which ones you've really enjoyed, and if you're going to participate, because I'd love to find out more about other books that have been banned and challenged and what ones are on your lists. Okay, I'll speak to you soon. Bye for now, BookTube.